She puts the wow, yum into words. It's the Lafayette food junkie herself on News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
Welcome back to the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL. I'm your host, Tiffany Deku. Here we talk about all the food happenings around Acadiana. If you like food, tune in. You might learn something new. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all are safe and sound indoors with all the crazy weather that we're having. It looks like Houston's getting hit pretty hard. I have some friends that are hunkered down there. Originally from Lafayette, so making gumbo and making the best of a bad situation and crossing our fingers here that we don't get a lot of flooding that they're projecting that we get. But I can tell you one thing, I'm sure that there are a ton of gumbos being made in the area as we speak. Joining tonight as guest co-host is Ronnie Stelly. He is the owner of No Good Sons Barbecue, and he's joining us again on tonight's show. Thanks for joining us again, Ronnie.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you for the invite.
Okay, and so some big news since the last time you were here. You guys have a storefront that is going to be opening. We're going to be talking about that a little later in the show, but how excited are you for this storefront?
No words. It's a culmination of a lot of work and a lot of promotion and getting our name out there, and people love us, and that's what's allowing us to do that, and we hope we can continue to get people to love us.
So if you listened to last week's show, it was a recorded episode of the show. I was in Baton Rouge for the Small Town Chef's Dinner. I actually had a really crazy weekend in that I spent Friday and Saturday and the beginning of Sunday in Shreveport, drove back to Lafayette, and then had to drive to Baton Rouge for that dinner. It was a wonderful dinner. Chef Dusty Lachele with Cochon Cannery won overall People's Choice winner at that night for the Small Town Chef's Dinner. And then also from my hometown, Hardette Harris was one of the other chefs that was there that night. And it felt really good to have a chef from my adopted home represented as well as my hometown there. Chef Hardette made a chicken curry with purple whole peas and rice. And Dusty did a braised beef cheek cassoulet. And they were both delicious. And the students at the Louisiana Culinary Institute actually did something where they made dishes that were inspired by the chefs. And Dusty's is the one that actually won, and it was a fried crab cake ball kind of thing that had some of his bacon jam with it. My favorite, though, was Chef Hardette Harris's. She did this spicy battered catfish on a grit cake. And it had like some tomato and okra kind of relish on top, and it was delicious. I think I talk about this a lot, that a year ago I sat at Chef Hardette Harris's table in her kitchen as she cooked for us. I was part of a tour of media for the Shreveport-Bossier area to kind of show what they had going on there culinary wise. And she cooked us fried chicken and collard greens. Not fried chicken, fried catfish and collard greens. And it was the food of my childhood. And I kind of just broke down crying because I felt like my grandmother was cooking for me. And I will say that the one thing that she has done for me is made me re-fall in love with fried fish, something that I hated because I ate it so much as a child. It was sickening. They don't cook it right down here. I'll go ahead and say that. I say that a lot. It's cooked a little differently in North Louisiana. So that could possibly be part of the reason why. But she made me re-fall in love with it, so much so that when I visited my grandmother last weekend, I asked her to fry me some fish. And she was like, thought I was talking about catfish fillets. And I was like, no, I know you have some brim. She was like, yeah, you want some fried brim? And sure enough, she went and fried up some whole brim for me, and it was delicious. I haven't had that in ages. So it was really good. And the Small Town Chef's Dinner is always a fun thing to check out. Also this week, I mentioned J. Rico Tacos, the newest taco truck that's opened up on Johnson Street. And they are delicious. I kind of like the taco truck that's behind Cameron Street behind Landry's Cafe a little bit better. But They have gorditas. They are right by my house, and they take cards. So win, win, win in my book. Also, once you've had a Mexican quesadilla, you will never want a Tex-Mex quesadilla again. Have you ever had a Mexican quesadilla?
It all depends on what you consider a Mexican quesadilla.
Okay, so a Mexican quesadilla is, first off, it's not in a flour tortilla. It's in a corn tortilla, and it's fried. So what they do, it's a giant handmade corn tortilla. They fill it like a burrito almost. And then it's not like it's not like the two sheets with like the cheese. It does have some cheese. They use like Oaxaca cheese. So it's not going to be like Monterey Jack or cheddar like you'll find at a Tex-Mex restaurant. And they kind of fold it over. So it's like a burrito. And it's like almost like a giant chalupa or a giant taco almost.
I need addresses.
Yeah. No, they're in the,
Am I the only one, right? Y'all see it too, right? Like that's got me all excited.
So I can't remember the name of the bike place that they're in the parking lot of, but it's right there, Delane's Jewelry. It's like across the street from Delane's Jewelry on Johnson Street. And they're open Tuesday through Saturday. And they open at like 11 and then they close. They are open till 11 Friday and Saturday nights, which was dangerous for me to find out. And I think like the rest of the week, it's like 8 o'clock. But they have other stuff there. They have like regular tacos. And then I said chalupas. They're actually gorditas. The gorditas had chorizo and potato is the kind that I got. Because she was like, what?
It's breakfast food.
Right. She was like, what kind do you want? And she was like, we have Mexican sausage and potato. I was like, that. So she did that. But I will say that
man dreaming.
The gorditas are better at, I think it's La Papa Loca is the name of the other taco truck that's at Landry's. We have so many now in town. I say so many. I think we have like 3 or 4. But it's making me excited that, this is coming more about. So something to check out.
Yeah, I don't know. Can you mention other restaurants around here?
Yeah.
See, my wife likes La Pagua.
Yeah, La Pagua is really good.
We go there and it's really inexpensive. You go over there and it's like $2-3 a taco, but man, they're delicious. I went there the other day and I ordered the tongue, and it was amazing.
That's probably the best place to get a tongue taco in town.
It was delicious. Yeah, it tasted like beef cotton candy. It was amazing.
I have never heard...
La Pagua out there, shout out. I really enjoyed those tacos. I've
never heard tongue referred to as beef cotton candy.
Yeah.
That actually makes me want to try it. Because I like barbacoa, like and carnitas, like those are my taco.
Brisket fat, brisket fat. That's fat candy.
Yeah.
Like if it's cooked right and it's darkened and you do it right, that's the fat candy right there.
Okay, well that is good to know. Also, want to give a shout out to Rev Coffee Roasters downtown. Alan Higginbotham, he's been a guest co-host on the show before. He made a killer grilled pimento cheese sandwich with tomato soup, which is like my ultimate mom's hugging me comfort food, and it's on their lunch menu right now, so you guys need to go check it out.
I saw that.
And there's pickles on it.
And I saw it and I was looking at it and I was like, oh my God, I grabbed my wife like, we gotta go.
Yeah. The bread that they use, because I believe that they're getting their bread from Tribe, so I think it's gluten-free, so it's a tad crumbly, but it kind of worked with the pimento cheese and the sandwich, and then I just dipped it in the tomato soup, and it kind of got crumbly in the tomato soup, and then you just take your spoon and eat it all like that, so it works. But it's delicious. They're doing good things over there. All right, we are going to take a break, and when we come back, Sean Swear and Lauren Liner with the Cajun Table are going to be on. They recently got back from Michigan teaching them about the crawfish life. We're going to take our first break and come back to us. It's the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
And now, the Lafayette Food Junkie Show, served up medium rare every Sunday night.
Welcome back to the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL. I'm your host, Tiffany Deku. Joining tonight as guest co-host is Ronnie Stelly, owner of No Good Sons Barbecue. And joining us now is Sean Swear and Lauren Liner. They've been on the show before. They are the owners of the Cajun Table, who just got back from something kind of unique. Michigan is being inundated with crawfish, and they kind of didn't know what to do with it. So Lafayette decided to send some crawfish farmers up there and kind of throw an impromptu crawfish festival for them to kind of show them what to do with this crawfish. So,
Hashtag Cray Day.
Cray Day, yeah. And y'all said no matter what, they were still calling them crayfish.
Crayfish was what it was. Red swamp crayfish.
Crayfish. We had to show them what to do with those crawfish, you know?
Okay, so how did this start? How did you get the phone call? And then, because it happened really quickly.
It did happen very quickly. There was a lot of viral news videos that had come from Michigan, kind of going around Facebook and hitting a lot of people. And most of the comments were people from Louisiana saying, well, just boil them. And, that's not invasive species. And
that was a joke hilarious
so
thing.
Jesse Guidry from Lafayette Travel got a little crew together and was thinking of, who could we bring out there that would kind of give an educational side. And he's like, man, Sean, he's a crawfish farmer, So it was one of those things that kind of just fell into place. He said, y'all are the missing puzzle piece to this whole thing that we want to do. Can you come next Thursday? We were like, okay.
Yeah, talk about a real small crew. It was only 5 of us.
It was 5 of us, and it was the best time ever. We enjoyed every minute.
Not sure how many people were there, but it seemed like there was 250 to 300 the way they ate. There might only been 80 people, but they licked the plate 3 times.
It was,
that's a very Louisiana Cajun country thing.
Yeah.
So.
We had music. We had a scavenger hunt. We had face painting for the kids. We had story time with Clovis the crawfish, little children's book. We had a little Cajun band. I did a cooking demo with Crawfish Etouffee.
Nice.
Sean did a live panel, like a Q&A with the natural resources people up there. So the people they had so much fun, and they were so nice and appreciative. And
so did y'all change their minds about this being an invasive species?
Yeah, I mean, once the Q&A kind of went live with Sean, they were really asking questions like, well, what are y'all doing with them? And, the guy's like, well, we kill them and we, kind of dissect them, and we're trying to learn about them. And they're like, well, how do you kill them? And why would you kill them? And, they were just kind of, after they had tasted the food. What you do
with them after you kill them? Come on.
Well, we want to eat them now, kind of thing. And they were just kind of really excited that they were learning so much about it.
And actually, there's a lot of Louisiana people in Michigan. I mean, I've seen some people approach me from Iota and
Franklin.
Egan and Houma and all that. And I was
Baton Rouge.
I was like, man, these people already know what's going on, They might have been stocking the ponds, They might be wanting to catch
They might have brought it with them.
Yeah.
That gives us a new excuse, right? It gives us a new excuse to eat crawfish. We can do it for science.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Stock it and dissect them and put them in our stomach, man.
That's what I'm doing. Dissect them.
They're worried about the hunting and fishing tourism side and, them taking over their beautiful lakes. And
yeah, because they actually have native crawfish there that don't disturb the environment. But there's the red, they call it the red swamp crayfish, but that's the ones that we enjoy. They actually are in there, they eat the fish's eggs, they eat the vegetation, So it's kind of messing up the environment for their fisheries. But I told them it could be a blessing in disguise,
I was like, well, the tourism could also, be for the crayfish, At that point, I mean, you have crawfish up there, they're going to be coming for that too,
Yeah.
So what was some of the craziest things that you guys got asked about crawfish?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, he kind of went through
they didn't really know what the tail meat even looked like.
Yeah.
Some of them,
They're like, well, what part do you eat, and how do that kind of thing. And Sean went through a typical day in the crawfish pond. Starting with the bait, they wanted to know, well, what do you use to catch them, and how do you catch them, and how's the boat work, and kind of stuff like that. And so he was giving them, an idea of how we do it down here.
So they're not growing there in crawfish ponds like we have here. There's
like basin crawfish.
They're in the lakes,
they're in
the waters, and some people have had them just come up.
They go in their swimming pools and stuff. They walk around and stuff.
The park that we were in, the neighbor said they had some in his pool, which was so wild.
But let me ask you a question: Wouldn't that be more of a food source for the fish? The more crayfish they have.
I thought that too, and a bird migration.
I don't know if I'm wrong.
The birds would come and try. They would change everything. I just think
it's a whole different environment up there, and they're
not used to it. They don't know what to do with it.
Yeah,
they don't know how to maybe make it.
They'd be like something from up there come and destroy our crawfish. The way we enjoy crawfish.
Similar to the tiger prawn shrimp and the Similar to the tiger prawn shrimp that are in the Gulf right now, and the Asian carp.
Yeah, exactly. And they talk about it being similar to the Nutri-Rat that came down here to mess with our stuff, So but we can take care of it for sure.
It's unlawful for them to possess live crawfish where they are. So I guess they're supposed to just kind of capture them, call somebody about it, put them in their freezer, and then that's it.
Wow.
So yeah, that whole part of it we didn't really understand.
I set some cages and I didn't catch anything but about 10 little black catfish, but I was hoping to be able to ball it up.
It's beautiful.
So y'all didn't catch enough to do a ball for them.
I didn't catch one. Unless they're so small they ate the bait and got out.
I wish we could have because I
want to
taste
what
they look like.
I want to see if they got that orange fat.
That's what I was
right. Do they have fat? Because it's all the way at the top.
Because that's what I was going to ask. Is it the same species that we eat down here?
That's what they're saying.
That's what they're saying. But you guys didn't really get. I
didn't get to exactly see one, but I'm saying. I know for sure you probably wouldn't have to wash them that many times, being that fresh water.
Yeah, for sure.
We at the bottom of the barrel. They're fresh.
I'm also
straight to the pot.
Wondering with how cold it gets there, if that would be better or worse for them.
That was a question too that they were saying because it gets super, super cold.
And that's all glacier water, isn't it? Like you'd figure it'd be cold enough where they couldn't really.
It would probably be.
They really couldn't do too much in that water. That water's cold.
Yeah, they would probably taste different and everything. I think I would assume.
Yeah, we should find out.
I know.
I should have brought more cages and had a little more time.
We're gonna trade numbers.
You should have just left some cages there. Flown back.
Well, we
go check my ponds next week. Yeah,
right. There's a 9-year-old boy in the neighborhood that knows where all the hot spots were, but we couldn't really get to him. We didn't know where to find him.
He's probably catching and eating all the crawfish.
Had a little net, and they said that the little people around the park said that they'd see him often.
CSI Koto.
If we could find that little kid.
Right. Show us where the crawfish are.
Yeah.
So, okay. So did y'all get to see Michigan a little bit while y'all were there in the little town? You said that the town that y'all were in was really beautiful.
It was absolutely gorgeous. It was so cute. It was very old school looking. They had a little, it's actually called the Village of Vicksburg. So it's very small and they have a lot of old little monuments and different things
farmers market and all that, and the air is so fresh, no humidity.
Those vegetables that they were growing at that farmers market looked like they had been, I don't even know, photoshopped or something.
If I was a crawfish, that's where I would want to live for sure.
The most beautiful eggplants, the most beautiful peppers. Everything looked so gorgeous. The color was perfect. They looked fake. It was wild.
So do you think that they're going to start maybe farming crawfish up there to kind of take advantage?
Their main goal is really to get rid of them.
Wow.
They want nothing to do with. That's really what I got from it. What do you think, Sean?
Yeah.
I mean, you sat and talked to the guy.
I mean, their main thing is too, if they open it up for commercial people to go out there and catch them, they worried about the people actually. If there's a market for crawfish, the people might move them to another area and stock them. And
they said if we let this keep going, it's only going to get worse because it's proven in the world that if you keep something going like that, then it's only going to keep going, in other words. So they weren't really into...
I said, if you just make the people stop their vehicles at a certain point, get down in their consoles, and then go ball what you catch on site.
Yeah, just
eat them. They can't leave with the crawfish,
Yeah.
So the Michigan people were kind of lacking in the Cajun ingenuity.
Right.
That Cajuns are known for. So, I mean...
There's all kind of ideas we were giving them,
Every single one of them ate the etouffee, and they absolutely loved it. And I think that they were down for eating it.
They're ready for a crawfish festival next year too.
Crawling around really in their stuff.
Actually, how did the species? Did they find out, or do they have an idea of how the species actually got there?
That was the number one question.
They have ideas of.
They have theories for sure.
The guy from Iota probably.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, for me to see
he walked on the side, looked away, said, "Ooh."
And they said somebody must have brought it and tried to have. If you were up there, what would you do? You call your cousin and say, "Bring me some live crawfish, send me something so I could boil." And they say that some probably just crawled away, and that was it.
My dad was telling me that the company that he was working for when they were in Kentucky, they had some crawfish shipped in, live crawfish shipped into them in Kentucky. And apparently a lot of people do this.
They do that everywhere.
So maybe somebody in Michigan did that. But they said that the majority of the crawfish were dead by the time it got to them. So I'm like, oh, that doesn't seem very cost effective.
Right.
But I guess if you're really wanting, I don't know, I guess when you're really wanting crawfish, you'll get it.
Maybe that's what happened right there. They drove 15 hours, dropped a sack, and said, "I'm never gonna have to ship it from Louisiana again. Maybe I could start my own ponds, you know?
Yeah, I mean, somebody could have very well done that in their backyard and said, I'm going to just do my own.
Or even just, you know how you watch them 2 or 3 escape, you know? I mean, you let 2 escape, a male and a female, you might have a sack that's already made there, you know?
So since last time you guys were on the show, Sean, I got so many emails about people who very much enjoyed your personality.
Oh, well, thank you.
So you
glad to be back.
you could possibly have a side job of bringing tourists out on the crawfish ponds with you and telling
for sure.
stories.
Yeah.
We had Alex Labatt too that rode with us, and he was doing little videos of Sean the whole time.
Yeah,
along the whole trip, and dropping the traps and stuff, and he thought that Sean
Getting
was
out
just
with
such
no
a natural.
shoes on.
Oh yeah, it was so much fun. He's definitely a character.
And the restaurant's booming since the last time you guys were here too.
It sure is, and we're hiring if you guys want to come on by. We need some help.
You need some hostesses with the mostesses.
That's right. Some good servers, bartenders, kitchen help. The more the merrier.
Okay, so let's plug the restaurant really quick. You guys own the Cajun Table. Where is it located, and what do you serve?
It's at 4510 Ambassador Caffrey, Suite D. We're actually in the old marble slab creamery building. We serve
Right next to Women's and Children's on the back
Yeah,
there.
so all the pregnant ladies and all y'all come on down, and we got a full bar too for the men. They might be a little nervous about that, but we have everything from boiled shrimp, boiled blue point crabs. We have seafood platters. Catfish platters.
Po' boys, wraps, salads. We actually do free pork rinds whenever you dine in. It's a little treat for you.
A little sussy.
Full bar.
Yeah.
That'll
It's
keep
very
the
fun.
coke
We got
coming.
Cajun music, and it's just a good old family time. It's like coming over to your family's Cajun table.
Yeah. Different plate lunches of the day. Forgot to say that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
meatballs
follow
too
them on
tomorrow.
social media, and you can find
The
out
decor was
what-
awesome in that restaurant,
Yeah.
I gotta say.
Oh, yeah.
I went in,
It's
me
all
and my
from the
wife went there,
farm.
and the decor was, we walked in first, we were like, this is so awesome. Look at this.
Like, man,
Decor is really cool
Did
in
I
there.
pass up Lafayette and end up in Cow Island? What happened?
That's right.
Talk about my family now, bro. I'm a Stanley now.
Hey, man. Hey, we all partners, man.
All right, we are going to take another break, and when we come back, we have more with Ronnie Stelly, and we're actually going to have an interview with David Tida, who is the co-creator of the Taco Festival that's coming here to Acadiana. So come back to us. It's the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
The best tasting radio show in all of South Louisiana. It's the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
Welcome back to the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL. I'm your host, Tiffany Deku, and joining us tonight as guest co-host is Ronnie Stelly. He's the owner of No Good Sons Barbecue. If you listen to the show, you know that I love tacos, and I'm kind of obsessed with them. And coming up on September 9th, Lafayette is getting the first annual Taco Festival that's going to be coming. Tickets are still available for that. And we got to sit down and do an interview with the co-creator, David Tida, to kind of talk about what is everything that you guys can expect for the Taco Festival. And I'm going to play you that interview right now. Is getting a taco festival on September 9th from noon to 6 p.m. at Munkus Park. Tickets are still available. And joining us now is the co-founder of the Taco Festival, Mr. David Tida. He's joining us via phone. Thank you so much for joining the Lafayette Food Junkie radio show today.
It's my pleasure. Talk tacos with you.
Yeah, absolutely. That's my favorite subject, actually. I could eat tacos every day for the rest of my life and be one happy girl. So there's nothing wrong with tacos. We talk about tacos a lot on the show. So how did the festival get its start? Because this is not exclusive to Lafayette. This is something that's kind of going around the United States.
Right. So here in Phoenix, Arizona, I threw a barbecue festival with a buddy of mine 8 years ago. And like 10,000 people showed up to this barbecue competition, and it was a crazy event. And the next day we said to ourselves, we want to do the same thing, but with tacos. And the same thing meaning $2, all the food is $2, crazy entertainment, and a competition, in different food categories. And who knew we were throwing the world's first taco festival in Phoenix 8 years ago. And so fast forward to today, now that event gets over 35,000 people, and it takes place over 2 days. and we serve over 150,000 tacos throughout the weekend. And so we just started taking our show on the road earlier this year. So we're doing taco festivals in different cities this year, and Lafayette is one of those towns.
So what can people expect here in Lafayette for the taco festival?
So what's cool is the programming of the event is the same formula that we use here in Arizona. So, there's Lucha Libre Wrestling and a tiny dog beauty pageant and the competition and the Tequila Expo and all of these elements that sort of make the event work no matter what city you're in. But the thing that makes it local to Lafayette, which is great, is all of the taquerias and all of the participating restaurants will be restaurants there in your city. So you'll get to, there's an admission charge, but it's the only place you're going to try all of these different taco restaurants in one location. So that's what gives the event its local flair. And then there's also local bands on the main stage. And then, just a lot of local businesses exhibiting as market vendors. So each one of these events will have their own flair, which is cool.
Yeah, I know that one of the vendors at the event here in Lafayette is going to be Jay Ducote, who is a well-known foodie person around the state. He competed on Food Network, and he's getting ready to open a taco restaurant in Baton Rouge called Government Taco. So this is going to be some of Lafayette's first chance to try the tacos that he's going to be serving in his restaurant in Baton Rouge.
Right, so he'll be serving all of his tacos for $2. Which, I don't know what his prices will be in the restaurant, but, anywhere you go, a $2 taco is a great deal, right? And then he's also competing in all these different categories, chicken, pork, beef, seafood tacos. And I'm in the judges' tent all day, for instance, and we're scoring these tacos. We certify these judges to eat tacos all day. So as you can imagine, their life is horrible on that day. They're just eating tacos all day.
So there is that competition aspect to the event. You're going to have food judges judging on the tacos. Is there a people's choice element to the taco judging as well?
Yeah, not in this first year.
Okay.
There's definitely going to be people's choice judging come year 2 of this event. We hope it becomes an annual. So first year is just execute sort of the basics of the event, and then we start fine tuning in year 2. This year we're so focused on just making it a good event for the attendees, so that there's no lines and, there's plenty of tacos and the drink recipes are all great. And it's, just a good experience. That's pretty much our focus.
And we want to mention again that it's going to be happening September 9th, noon to 6 p.m. at Munkus Park. Tickets are still available. I believe the general admission ticket is $14, and that comes with you get 2 tacos with that, and then either a margarita or a beer. Let's talk a little bit about the Tequila Expo aspect of it. I know that that's an optional ticket add-on that you can purchase that allows you to try different tequila options. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. So, there's main bars at the event where you can get margaritas, right? But the Tequila Expo, if you're a fan of tequila or you just want to learn more, it's such a great tent. So I believe the ticket price is $20 to get in there, and you get a wristband with these 10 tabs on it. And then you get to choose between 30 brands of pretty much top shelf tequila. And they pour you little half-ounce samples so you can try all these different tequilas. Half ounce is a quarter shot. So, it's still manageable. It's a manageable amount of tequila, so, you can drink responsibly. But it's great because it's a great value because there's so many great brands in that tent, and so to get to try them all for that price is pretty incredible.
Tacos and tequilas. I cannot imagine a better way to spend a Saturday afternoon.
Right. It's great. It's just great.
So David,
as you can imagine,
right?
It's pretty, once you say tacos, tequila, and festival anywhere, people are like, I'm in.
I know. I'm so ready. I'm so ready for this event. David, I need to ask you, so what is your favorite taco?
Kind of a traditionalist because I think this is just because I live in Arizona now. So I like authentic El Pastor tacos, shaved off a trompo, served with grilled pineapple and a really spicy salsa, maybe some cilantro and onions. But, I love a chef who just creates something out of the box that nobody's ever heard of before. At a recent taco festival, I saw a French chef, do foie gras
Oh, wow.
on a crepe shell, and that was his version of a taco. I call tacos the world's most adaptable and adapted cuisine.
It's kind of true.
Everybody has their own version. So I dig it. I dig it all.
I'd love to see some tacos that have boudin incorporated into it for the Lafayette event. I'm wondering if any of the competing restaurants out there are going to get super creative with their tacos. Do you guys know do they have to submit to you guys ahead of time what they're going to be serving at the event? So do you guys know ahead of time, or is it a surprise the day of?
It's generally a surprise the day of. We ask a lot of them. I'd love to make that part of our, messaging efforts in the future. But, first year event, they might change their mind last minute, So, I would just stay tuned to the participating restaurant's social media, and they might be announcing individually as we get closer to the event.
I think the Daily Advertiser may have actually posted I believe they posted the restaurants that were coming. I'm not exactly sure if they've posted what tacos they're going to be making yet, but everyone can be on the lookout for that to see. David, thank you so much for joining us today. And we want to mention again, the event is going to be September 9th, noon to 6 p.m. at Munkus Park, and tickets are still available for Lafayette's first ever taco festival.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. That was our interview with David at Taida about the taco festival that's coming to Lafayette. You were saying, Ronnie, that on the new menu, you're going to have some pulled pork and brisket tacos. Is that correct?
Yeah, because and it's funny, like what you talked about with the corn. Like me and the wife went, like after we ate at La Pagua, we went and we actually took some brisket and we bought some corn tortillas and we actually tried it. And we put it together, and we decided that we're gonna be doing that. We're gonna put it on corn, and we're not gonna just do that. We're gonna do pulled pork tacos too, but it's not gonna be the pulled pork like what we do on a pit, or we might. But the one thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do the porco pibil pulled pork tacos. Like porco pibil it's called an achioto paste. You make it out of pummeling your own spices. I got the recipe, funny enough, from the movie Once Upon a Time in Mexico by Robert Rodriguez.
Oh, okay.
He does a cooking school on the DVD extras, and he teaches you how to do it. So I did this years ago, and then we do it, and we cook the pork in banana leaves, and we're gonna do that as a pulled pork taco. I do it when we watch a fight. We do a pan full of the pork. And they come and you can just pull the pork and build your taco yourself. And that's what we plan on doing over there too. So we might get in the taco game a little bit.
All right. We're going to take another break. And when we come back, we have more with Ronnie. So come back to us. It's the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
From boudin to the best burgers Acadiana has to offer, it's the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
Welcome back to the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL. I'm your host, Tiffany Deku, and Ronnie Stelly with No Good Sons Barbecue is joining tonight as guest co-host. The first thing I want to talk about is that it was just announced that Tobe Hooper has passed. He was the writer-director of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and one of the big things in that movie is there's a Texas barbecue place that's serving barbecue that's really human. So we just want to...
That's what made the sauce good.
Yeah, we just want to clarify that there are no humans harmed in the making of No Good Sons Barbecue. It is not what makes it so...
confirm nor deny that.
It is not what makes it great.
No. Makes it great is love, care, and a few Bruno Mars songs.
Yeah. Bruno Mars is actually the secret ingredient.
I will confirm nor deny that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know that after watching that movie, okay, first off, that movie was terrifying to me as a child, especially whenever we would go to visit my grandmother's house, because at some point you have to get off the interstate and you have to take back roads. And my dad would take this shortcut, and the name of the road is Catfish Bend. And it's the scariest road at night. Like, it's terrifying. It's literally like huge ditches on the side and nothing but like abandoned houses and trees. And there used to be this really cool catfish restaurant that was on the road. It is no longer open. In fact, I think they've turned it into a house or something. But what my dad would like to do, because he knew how terrified I was of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, is he would pump the brakes and turn the lights off like he thought the car was about to break, and then would be like, oh my God, like, I hear chainsaws. Do you hear chainsaws? Like, I hear chainsaws. And there's also in that area, there's a big slaughterhouse. There's a slaughterhouse that is back there in that area too. And he'd be like, oh, like, where are we by the slaughterhouse? Like, yeah. So that's why that movie is so terrifying to me.
What age did he let you watch that movie at?
I will say that I have probably been watching horror movies with my father since I was 4. They were young parents. You know, we don't come with instruction manuals.
Hey, look, I'm
it's
not
probably
judging.
shaped me into the adult that I am now.
My kid's like me. He loves those types of movies. Like, we'll sit down. He wants to watch Annabelle. He wants to watch all these crazy movies. I'm like you. The movie that scared me when I was growing up was Poltergeist.
Yeah.
When that big thing opens up in the wall and tries to eat him, and then the big thing comes around the door.
That was it.
I didn't sleep for much.
Yeah. And I think that I probably saw Texas Chainsaw Massacre like maybe 8th grade. There were some other things that he would say that were very off color that I'll share with you off air that made it also more terrifying. But yeah, and then I remember being scared of barbecue places because I was like, is this human meat? Like, is this human? And you'll see different little stories about that every now and then. Like, you know, I think Fried Green Tomatoes, they did that. They got rid of the abusive husband by killing him, and then they served him as meat, and they wouldn't let some of the customers eat the barbecue that day, and then other customers, they were letting them eat the barbecue.
We will not be serving people at our barbecue. And it's bad because, like, I hosted the Grindhouse. Everybody knows I'm into heavy metal. I'm into, like, horror stuff. They know, like, they know, like, the Grindhouse, that's what we named the show after, the movie The Grindhouse with Quentin Tarantino, and they actually took reference to that exact thing in the Robert Rodriguez one, which was Death Core or whatever it is, the one where the barbecue joint was the barbecue joint. The only thing that made the barbecue sauce really good was the blood from somebody else. But no, we don't have blood in our barbecue sauce. We are not serving human parts. And if my wife's not there, she just went somewhere. She's not missing.
All right. So you guys are opening up a location. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, we actually got a location. It's the address is going to be 1000 Albertsons Parkway. We're going to actually change everything online, which if you check us out online, it's No Good Sons BarbecueandBall.com. On Facebook, it's at No Good Sons Barbecue and Ball. On Instagram, it's No Good Sons Barbecue and Ball. On Twitter, it's No Good Sons Barbecue. You can find us on all these social media platforms. You can check us out and look. We do a lot of videos, and we do a lot of videos of the cooks that we do and everything. So you can actually see the food that we cook. You can see that there's no human parts falling out of it when we cut it open. But it's going to be 1000 Albertsons Parkway. We're going to work really hard to keep the quality up as the same that we do now, which you know, you read the reviews, you see exactly what everybody says, and we're looking forward to serving the community. You know, in the end, what this is about, it's being able to feed the community and make everybody happy, and we're really excited about it. You know, we're getting a lot of really positive feedback. We're actually meeting awesome people, like these people from the Cajun Table right here. I've heard so much about y'all, and we have mutual friends, and we've passed back and forth, and I've heard nothing but great things about the both of you, and I'm really excited that we get to hear about you
too, man.
So,
we heard nothing but good things about.
And as a matter of fact, like y'all have some social media. Why don't y'all plug your social media right now?
Yeah. Well, go ahead, Lauren. She's my social media girl. Right?
It's the Cajun Table on Facebook.
Yeah, if you search the Cajun Table on Facebook, y'all have an Instagram too?
My Instagram's hooked to the food truck, and I can't get back into my account. My password, I don't know what
But we
it
do
is,
have a
to be
website,
honest.
which is the Cajun Table LLC.com.
Cool. Yeah, you know, that's what I'm noticing about it. Like, you know, you would think it would be a real competitive thing, and as we're trying real hard, and it's amazing how much this community in general, it's with this rainstorm, everybody's heading Houston to help. It's the same thing in the community when everybody's trying to pick everybody up and see everybody succeed. And it's a blessing beyond disguise to have good people who want to help you and see you succeed and aren't trying to undercut you because they may feel your competition.
The support, you can just feel it. You know, it's
You want
there.
everybody to succeed. You don't want to see anybody
There's room
fail.
for everybody.
There's room for everybody. Everybody want to
sure.
eat. Everybody like barbecue.
I can't wait
That's
to come
it.
eat at your place, man.
So
when is the projected date opening going to be?
we're hoping in a couple of weeks we can do a soft opening. And then maybe a week after that we're gonna do a hard. I was shooting for the 10th. I don't know. It depends on how this all works out this week. We're hoping to be open. I'm pretty sure we're gonna be open by the middle of September. But we're gonna post all the dates whenever we start doing it. You know, we plan on soft opening first. That's it. I mean, we're hoping to get open as quick as humanly possible so we can actually start serving people, and we're gonna be hiring some people just like them. So
Yeah. Cranking some good stuff out.
yeah, we're gonna be cranking some good barbecue out.
So besides the tacos that we mentioned earlier, are there some other items that you want to tell us about that you're looking at possibly putting on the menu?
My grandfather has a burger recipe that I miss my grandpa, but there was one thing we never got from him, which was a jambalaya recipe. He's from your area. He's from Kawala, and they called him Katan. He was CJ Stelly. He was actually he was Nokarv's brother, and he had a jambalaya recipe that I never got, which upsets me the most because his jambalaya was just phenomenal. But he had a burger recipe, and I was at my sister, God bless her, was actually able to get the burger recipe.
Oh, nice.
And she sent it to me. So we're gonna be doing those burgers, and we're gonna call them CJ burgers after my dad, and you'll be able to dress them however you want. We're gonna be doing we like I was talking about the tacos. We're gonna do the pulled pork tacos, but we're gonna do them with a porco pabil style pulled pork that's cooked in banana leaves. We're gonna make our own pico de gallo, and we was even splashing around trying to make a tzatziki sauce to put over it.
Oh, okay.
So we got a couple of ideas that we're gonna throw out. The biggest thing for us is we don't want to serve anything that's not real quality and fresh. The pulled pork, you can go and see it pulls apart. It's amazing. The brisket, yeah, that's what everybody orders. Everybody loves our brisket.
The brisket is amazing. You had brought me a bunch on the last show.
Yeah.
And I ate it throughout the week, and I think the brisket was my favorite. Like it was just, it had a nice flavor. It had a nice char. It's the smoke flavor to it. It was delicious.
So that's our intentions. We were actually in talks with Chops from across the street. We're gonna give them our sausage recipe, and they're gonna produce our own sausage.
Oh, okay.
So we got a lot going on. We're gonna expand the menu. We're gonna do bald seafood. We're actually gonna do plate lunches. We're gonna do like one plate lunch every day. Where we plan to open 6 days a week, but each day we're gonna have a separate plate lunch where we're gonna do a rice and gravy plate lunch, like an etouffee, a meatball stew. Every day we're gonna do a different plate lunch.
Well, y'all better be open on Sundays because everyone knows barbecue is
Sundays.
Yeah.
Sunday's the day. We will be open on Sundays. There's no question because we know that's what everybody likes, their barbecue. Our goal is to become Lafayette's barbecue joint. That's what we really want, and we take pride in our food. We take pride in the people that are in this area, and we want to become Lafayette's barbecue joint, and we'll feel really honored if it falls the way we want it to, and we're really honored right now. We get a lot of good feedback.
So as of right now, you're still selling out of your home. Is that correct?
Yes, but that's going to end in the next couple weeks.
In the couple of weeks when the restaurant opens.
Yes.
Okay, so if anyone out there is wanting to get a little sneak peek,
they can call us on Saturdays and Sundays between 11 and 4. You call 337-315-4670, and between 11 and 4, we'll actually deliver to you. We'll bring you a plate lunch, and you can try it. The menu is on our Instagram, and the menu is on our Facebook. It's actually pinned to the top. If you go to Facebook, you're going to run right into the menu.
So, I lost my train of thought. I was going to ask something, and
Thinking about brisket. That's
I am. I am actually really hungry, and I am thinking about food. You were at the Youngsville Farmers Market recently too? Is that something that you're thinking about maybe sticking with?
Oh yeah, we're gonna actually when we get in the building, it's gonna be a lot easier. We'll have all the insurances, all the food insurance. We're actually getting the food insurance now, and we're gonna start hitting all the farmers markets. We don't plan on not doing the farmers markets even when we're open. Like we're gonna still go to the farmers markets.
So it's another option for people to find.
Yeah, well, we want to get out. We want people to eat. So we're gonna do the farmers market still. It was awesome. We went to the Youngsville Farmers Market, and it was slow. and we still couldn't keep up with demand.
It was a lot. Ronnie, thank you so much for joining us again tonight. We look forward to checking out the new restaurant.
Awesome.
That's our show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Join us next week, Sunday at 6 p.m. This is Tiffany Deku on News Talk 96.5 KPEL, and this is the Lafayette Food Junkie Show. Thanks for listening, and as always, happy eating, Acadiana.